Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every single Wednesday morning I post a video going through last week's investment questions, so that way we can have a little discussion and just talk some things out. I'm not some guru who just knows everything. This is just my personal opinion on what I would do. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be featured in next week's video. And every single week, one person's question is going to be featured on the actual thumbnail itself. It's going to be a great time and a good way to get everybody involved. But before we get started, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support and everything. If you guys do like this content, please subscribe, leave a like, and hit that notification bell. You can also join my membership. It's only 99 cents a month. Instagram, eBay, all that. But all right, let's get to it. So the very first question, and the question that's on the thumbnail, is from JoJo. If you had $1,500 to invest in one PSA 10 or Black Label, which would you choose and why? There still has to be room for growth on the card. Now, honestly, it's a super hard question. There are so many cards and it's just impossible to know. So the best thing I can do is just give you a few options. Of course, the number one option that a lot of people are probably going to choose is the Umbreon VMAX PSA 10. I mean, just the Umbreon alone is already over $1,000, but the PSA 10 is worth about $1,500. So that's one option. Another one, just found this online. I know it's $2,000 or best offer, but look at this. A Shadowless base set Venusaur, signed by Arita, with a sketch. So, I mean, and if you really want to get crazy, look at the pop report for a Venusaur Shadowless in a PSA 10, 101, right? Now, that is just wild, because if you look at the Umbreon VMAX in a PSA 10, let's see, the pop report for a 10 is 11,114. And they're almost the same price, which is just absolutely wild. Now, another option, Suicune Gold Star. I think these things are actually pretty undervalued, beautiful cards, very hard to pull. And I mean, look at this. May 5th, $1,405 in a Gem Mint 10. But then April 22nd, this one went for $1,000. Time for that, $1,300. So, I mean, you can get this thing for a good deal. Like I said, I love Gold Stars, and I could see these things being, you know, $2,500, $3,000 one day, because some of them actually are pretty expensive. Just Suicune isn't the most popular one, but still a very popular Pokemon. Now let's look at the pop report on that. Suicune Gold Star, 239. So it's kind of crazy how expensive the Umbreon VMAX is compared to these vintage cards. Next, Shining Celebi, first edition in a PSA 10. Now, this is a Shining card, the first Shining cards ever. I mean, Celebi is not the most popular of them. Of course, the first edition ones, or the really popular ones, are a lot more expensive than this, but I feel like at this price compared to what the Umbreon is, it's crazy. Now, let's take a little look at the pop report for that. Shining Celebi, first edition, 180. Even the Unlimited is only 260. So, I just gave you 3 examples of extremely rare vintage grails that cost almost the exact same price as the Moonbreon. Now, the Moonbreon could easily still go up and go up even further and higher. Like, you just never really know. But there is a chance that it will go down. And honestly, it probably will go down one day. I don't think it's just going to keep going forever. No card ever has done that in the history of Pokemon. So, I feel like some of these vintage grails are actually a little safer than buying an Umbreon VMAX, which is the most hyped up card in the entire planet right now for Pokemon. So if I were you and I had 15, I didn't do any Black Labels because that would have just added a whole nother thing. So if I were you, I mean, I would probably go with something vintage just because it's honestly super undervalued right now for what the price of these modern grails are. And a lot of people are sleeping on them. So, and I do think vintage will have its day again. I really do. So yeah, really tough question, like no joke. Hopefully I helped you out a little bit. And there were so many other options. I mean, crystal cards, and then you could have did like first edition fossil cards and jungle and gym heroes. There's so many grails out there that have low pops that I would feel a little safer investing in than a super popular card. All right, next question is from Trickshot617. We actually got 3 questions about the Giratina V. It's his favorite card. Is it too late to buy it in a raw or a PSA 10 copy? Now, I still need this card myself for my collection. I say if you can find it for $300 or $350 in near mint, I'd probably pull the trigger. It's a beautiful card. It has the potential to be very, very expensive. But if you can't, I mean, at $400, $450, even close to $500, I don't know. That's getting pretty expensive to where, you might want to wait. I most likely am going to wait if I can't find that good deal, which is totally fine with me. I'm a long-time collector here, so I got time. All right, next question is from Danny82828. Will the Giratina be the new Moonbreon in price? It has potential. It really does. I think the art is superior, and I know a lot of other people think that too. And now that Lost Origin is sold out, I mean, wait till Lost Origin is $400 a box. Giratina V is going to go up in price. It probably will. So I could see this thing getting really close to the Moonbreon, like really, really close. It has a chance. All right, the next one was Nick Rose 4364. If you had a Tina, at what point would you sell it? Well, like right now, if I had a Giratina and I was looking to sell, I would be watching the market like a hawk. That's why I make my market Mondays and stuff like that too. And if that thing starts like leveling out or starts dipping, I'd sell it instantly. You just really, really got to watch the market, especially when something is this hot. I wouldn't just sell it right away. I mean, there's people listing it on here for $730. So I would be patient. Just watch the market hardcore. But all right, next question. All right, this is from CBar00. What's up, Pokebeard? What you think about Umbreon V from Evolving Skies? Hold or sell now for 170? Now, if it wasn't an Umbreon, I would probably say you could sell it. It probably won't get too much more expensive. But now that it is an Umbreon and the Moonbreon is so expensive, and a lot of people think this art is better, I could still see this card getting more expensive. I could see this card being a $250, maybe even $300 raw card. Like, no joke. And everybody's, it's just a V, but the Giratina V is just a V. The Lugia V is just a V. The Charizard is just a V. It doesn't have to be a V Max to be the most expensive. Because in my opinion, I like almost every single V art better than the V Max because, the V art is the real Pokemon. The V Max is the new gimmick in Sword and Shield. So I can see this thing being, like I said, $250 in the next 3 to 6 months. Like, no joke. You never really know. And then two, you got the option to grade. PSA 10, $380 last sold. So it's moving. It's really moving. All right, next question is from Ace05NM. We always talk about Umbreon VMAX, but what if we have a Gengar VMAX? Now, honestly, same thing. I really think we'll get a little more out of this if you guys just wait a little longer. It's so popular right now, so just watch it like a hawk. If you want to throw your card up there for $550, $600, whatever, do it. But just watch it, and I really think you'll get a little bit more out of this. The last few sales are all around, $399 to $400. I could easily see this being a $500 card. We got one here for $350, which is a good price. Moderately played for $290. Heavily played for $100. Lightly played $211. Yeah, near mint's right around $400. So, if you need the money, honestly, it's a solid time to buy. But I feel like if you just wait a little bit longer, you'll make a little bit more. And then the PSA 10 too, not too shabby, $780. That is a solid price for a modern PSA 10 card, which is just absolutely wild. But all right, next question is from @GCleek. What if I wanted to buy a case of booster boxes? Where's the best place to get them? That's honestly a great question because I feel like a lot of people don't know. First place I always go is my local game store. You got to think, they have booster boxes. They probably have cases sitting back there. If you buy, enough, they'll just sell you a case. It's the same thing as them opening it and selling to you individually. So definitely ask your local card store first. But I know a lot of people don't have local card stores and maybe they don't get a lot of cases. Then you can go to eBay. eBay is legit. Look at this guy. He's got 100% positive feedback with 9,200, reviews. So dude is legit. So this is just for a Scarlet and Violet base set case. So when you're doing stuff like this on eBay, you really do not have to worry when you got a really, really good seller like this. Especially, if a bunch of people are watching it and stuff, like 16 people are watching this. He's got 3 available. So just really do your research on eBay and just know if anything comes, like if you get anything in the mail from eBay and it's not what it says in the description or title, you will get your money back 100% of the time. Like, no joke. The only time a buyer does not get their money back is when a seller sells something to them and ships it to them and it says delivered and it's not at their house. Like, if you get your item and it says delivered on eBay and you go out to your mailbox and it's gone, eBay will not refund you. I mean, a little different on more expensive items, you might be able to do something, but most of the times eBay will not refund you on that. So if someone's stealing your mail or something like that, you're just out of luck. They'll side with the seller for that. But great question. Honestly, talk to your local card store. That way you can see it in person and you know it actually came from a card store. It's much, much better. But all right, next question. From KDO Kid 808. If you had an option to buy a sealed Evolving Skies booster box or raw near mint Moonbryon, which one? That's a super tough question. Realistically, I would say the Evolving Skies booster box will probably gain more value. But at this rate, I mean, the Moonbryon is just non-stop. So it's honestly tough to say. But I feel like the safer one would probably be the booster box. Because, I mean, realistically, booster boxes do not go down very often. They do. But it is very, very rare, and it's usually the super, super expensive ones, like 5, 10, 20,000, 30,000. So it's a really, really tough question. But I also like having the booster box because in my mind, the Moonbryon could be in there, the Dragonite could be in there, anything you want could be in there. So in my eyes, it's almost better than just having the Moonbryon. Unless you're obsessed with the Moonbryon, probably go with the Moonbryon. But yeah, I mean, sealed usually is a little safer than modern, and they're both super expensive and both super hyped. So I'd probably choose the sealed. Great question. All right, so we just got a couple left. This is from Jess Collectibles BO8UV. Question. So if you're a beginner who just started investing, how would you go about it when it comes time to sell your Pokemon sealed products? Are there any particular media platforms you prefer above others? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Honestly, if you guys are investing, I would start selling yesterday. No joke. If you want to be able to sell all of your sealed products in the future easily, you need to start selling right now. Like, even if it's just a few items here and there, you have to. Look at this person right here. I got a perfect example. Evolving Skies booster box on eBay. Dude has one review and it's at $620. There's 5 people watching it. But this is the cheapest booster box of Evolving Skies on all of eBay. But the reason it's not being bought, well, the guy only put one picture, of course, because he probably doesn't know what he's doing, and he only has one review. So I really, really strongly suggest you guys start selling ASAP. You know, just buy a few lots, sell some cards you don't want in the lot, keep the cards you like. You can do the same thing with sealed. Just start that and, you know, be very, very careful. Make sure you get 100% positive feedback. It'll help you so much in the future. I really, really promise. Because, you know, my eBay store, we got 100% positive feedback with 21,000 cards sold. If I wanted to sell my sealed collection off today, I could list it all in one day and it'd probably be gone in a week. You know, because I have people, you know, I have thousands of people even following my eBay store. So it really, really helps. And as you can see here, if you're just by yourself and, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing, putting one picture, could be a scam. You never even know. I mean, that's what everybody thinks too. So yeah, please start selling ASAP. I promise you won't regret it. Plus, it's a great learning experience. You'll get to meet new people. It's definitely worth it. But all right, last question. It's from DGen Collector. What Sword and Shield booster boxes will be number 2 and number 3 in value come 12/31/2024, assuming Evolving Skies keeps the number 1 spot? Now, I do think Evolving Skies is definitely going to keep the top spot. So if you're really looking at it and you break it down set by set, Fusion Strike has the second most Gen 1, Gen 2 popular Pokemon. So honestly, it's probably going to be Fusion Strike. But again, the Lost Origin and Giratina is something special. And I think people are sleeping on Brilliant Stars. But if I had to just rank it and, you know, just my personal opinion guess, I'm going Evolving Skies, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike. That's my 3 guesses. I could be 100% wrong, and hopefully I'm right. That'd be cool. But yeah, I just like doing these. It's kind of fun. So yeah, that was another Pokemon What If Wednesday. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be featured in next week's video. and possibly even on the thumbnail. And if you did drop a question and I commented back saying it might be in the video and I didn't use it, you can drop that same question again. I'll eventually get to it. Let me know down below what you guys think, and if you know any opinions on any of these questions, I'd love to know, and I'm sure the person who asked them would love to know. And again, too, I am going to Card Party this year, so let me know down below if anybody's going to Card Party. I'd love to meet you guys. I'm probably going to bring some stuff to give away and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely hit me up if you guys are coming to Card Party this year. But otherwise, I want you guys to have a great day, and if you want to check out my last video, Pokemon Market Monday, where some trainer galleries are moving like crazy, watch this video right here. Otherwise, we'll see you later.